Well, good afternoon, my YouTube friends. It's Margaret here from M.E.s Orchids, and I'm doing this video at the moment to help Amin, who's in Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh. And he's got a pendulum like I have there. And these Dendrobiums that I'm showing you now, I don't get water on the canes, and I'll show you in a minute. I've got another one down there. So these two here, this is the Gracilli, and this is the one I mounted the other day. It's just got one little tiny root there, and this is not planted, this is just actually attached with string, cotton string. And also the Dendrobium a day. And you see, this is the one that came from outside, got battered and bruised, and so you know I can expect to lose these leaves. But I was doing my research, and I didn't realise that these can also be mounted and bear root again. So all I do with these, if I can show you, is, well, blow me down. Hold up. There's no pressure on that. I've not got the big one because it's I'm only just doing it here in this little area. So that's all I do. And you see, I just water these existing roots. This has actually got a feed in it, this one. And I don't use this very often, and it's a good job I don't use it very often, because it'd take me ages. I'll finish that off afterwards anyway. So I'll place that one there. You see these canes here, if you water them and let all the water run down those canes, you do run a chance that you'll rot the canes. So mine always stay this way, or I turn them that way and let the water, see, it just rests there. And you see, and I let the water run down. So there's no moisture goes on those canes. And let's bring you back to the pendulum. It's more awkward, this one, because it's by virtue of its nature, it falls forward, you see. And that one, notice, I've got a new growth. Now I've just checked this media this morning, this sphagnum moss, and that, let me try and do it that way for you, that's still quite moist. So all I'd do now, I mean by the time tonight comes, that would be dry. So all I'll do now is just point my nose off, just at those top roots. Can you see? And just the roots there. There we go. And if I was watering all that sphagnum moss now, then this again would lie flat. Like that, until that water's been absorbed and there's none running down on the cane. Okay. Now, this is what I mean. This is the one that I've got from Roger, and it's the Dendrobium crass. and it hangs that way. See? But if you'll notice, I did start off with 4 kikis. That one there didn't produce a new growth and subsequently rotted off. And this one started to die back a bit. Now, I've got new growths here as well. So I just very, very carefully, just very, very carefully water that way. Sorry about that. And I won't do it all. And some of you might think, oh, well that's a mither. But I can't get water on these new growths because they'll just rot. And I can't hang it because the water will run down and it could rot the canes. So you have to be very, very careful. This one here. Allow me to. Yes, here we go. This one. Let's have a look what this one's called. Oh, this is the Latuliflorium. And you see? And I've got new growths there. And there we go. I've got 3 new growths on this. So if I can just, it's only just to give you an idea. But sorry about that. There we go. And this. I place that way. Always that way. So that we don't have any of the excess water running down these canes. Now there's this big one here. This one. There we go. Now what's this one called? Oh, there we go. chunhee Miriam. And this one here. This is the one that came potted in that coconut husk. And then eventually I took the coconut husk and repotted. Well, I mounted it. I'm just trying to see if it'll let me show you this way. It's very awkward, this one is. You have to be careful. And now focus, come on. What I'm trying to get it to focus on, and it won't do, is that growth there. Maybe it doesn't like me going so close, but just there, and you see, just there is a chance of a new growth there. But these canes are still quite delicate, and I feel the canes to make sure there's no rot. And again, I would just water just gently, all the way around like that. Just, I mean, I'd give it more than what I'm giving it now, but then they stay this way. I don't tip them, so any water would actually run down onto those canes. And likewise this one here. This is the unusual one. I'll hold this one up for you. This is the maybe it'll go that way, will it? There we go. Let's show you. There we go. This is the plicatile, which is Flickingerera by finburata, and you'll see all those roots there. Got a new growth there. It's given me this new growth here. It's given me that new growth there, and on this new growth, a possibility I've got a flower coming. So again, this one would be tipped upside down like this when watering, and I'd water that way, bearing in mind to avoid that new growth there. And I've just got one more, and this is the other one. This is my Pendulum, and you see there, and I water the same, so can you see some of those canes starting to die back? Now those are the very oldest canes, so I'm not worried about them, but I don't have any water coming onto these new growths. So it's just a quick video really, just to show through, if you like, bitter experience, because I did have my Dendrobium, Roger's got one, and it was a beautiful one when it came, and he's just had an award for that. Can't remember what it's called now. I lost that, and I think part of the problem was that when I watered it, I got water on the cane, and so we go, and these here. There we go, you see. That's the day now. I'm waiting for that to show signs, maybe in a month, of new roots emerging. And there's the other big one there. The nice big gracillicorly. And I'll just finish off because normally the big delicatum will stand in this corner, but I've just, you won't see that from there. Look at that, look at the size of that. Let's bring the light up. Oh, look at the size of that. And I think, if you just bear with me a second, what I wanted to show you in the grow room, excuse the fan, that's why I'm speaking a little bit louder. This is the Scaphoglottis, and that was the original one that I bought here, and then we got a second one, and I placed that there. Now when this gets watered, even though it's got sphagnum moss there, all of this gets watered, because if you'll notice, this grows by sending out roots all the time. So I couldn't just water just the sphagnum moss. So it sends the roots out, it's gone all the way up that bark. And I've noticed this morning, what looks like a flower bud. I've no idea, never grown this before, but I've not seen that kind of development at the axil of the leaf there. So that gets this fan blowing on it, And so when I water that one, I do water all the foliage as well as the sphagnum moss. So I don't know whether this video will have been any use to anybody else, but that's how I do water my my mounted dendrobiums, and I've just put this as an add-on at the end. So from me to you, take care, bye bye now.